While some kids cringe at the taste of coffee, even the smell of it, a West Michigan teen has actually reached a prestigious rank known as the world's youngest professional coffee grader. Well, what does that mean, and how did you get to this point? And joining us this morning is Frankie Volkema, founder of Joven Coffee. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I'm sure a lot of people are going to call that Joven, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what is it? Let's talk about what is the meaning of your coffee. What does that word mean?
Joven means young in Spanish, and the reason that we chose that name is because Joven, the purpose of Joven is to celebrate and showcase the work of young farmers. So.
Love that. Okay, so we got to backtrack a little bit. So as I mentioned, a lot of kids don't like coffee, but you've kind of grown up around coffee, right?
Yeah, so when I was in 6th grade, my dad bought a small coffee roaster here in Grand Rapids. And, I spent a lot of time there. So I learned a lot about coffee just by being surrounded by it. And I found out that I liked the taste of it too. So that worked out.
I love that. Okay, so what does it mean? How did you get to this point to be a coffee grader? I guess what's the prestige behind all this?
Yeah, so we first found out about it because we actually hired a Q grader at Shul to help us evaluate our coffee. And so that's how we found out about it. But then the whole process of it is that we just had to sign up for the class, and then we prepared a little bit before by just doing a lot of coffee tastings and smelling coffees and just kind of preparing our senses for the class. And then when you get to the class, it's 6 days, 3 days of training, and then 3 days of testing. And then after the course, you either pass everything and get your certification, or you pass some things and fail some things. And then you can retake the things you failed a different place, and then you can pass.
So you could show up somewhere and tell somebody how good their coffee is or isn't, and be a professional at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Okay, so tell us about your line of coffee, and you have different variations of it, or how does that all work?
Yeah, so the line has 2 different coffees in it, one from Colombia and one from Burundi. And the Colombia is from young farmers in Cauca, which is a region in Colombia. And then the Burundi is from a young group of female farmers. So like 7 farmers, and they all work together to buy their own coffee mill, and they are just great people, and we're so glad to be working with them.
That's so cool. So when you sought out your own line of coffee, what did you want to keep in mind? Because there's so many places around Grand Rapids. We're kind of known for our coffee, just like we are other things. So what did you have in mind when you wanted to create your own coffee?
So the main thing that I had in mind was that I wanted to be able to help young farmers. Because before I even thought about starting my own coffee line, I heard about the problem that there aren't enough young farmers, because the average age of coffee farmers in most coffee producing countries is about 53 to 55. So my main goal for the coffee line of Joven was, as a young person, to be able to support other young farmers so that, the new generation of coffee could, move forward.
So you're kind of like coffee with a cause, kind of, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So fun. Okay, so people who are listening right now, it's about that time in the morning. Maybe they're on their 3rd cup of coffee or so, and they could go for maybe one more. So where can they get their hands or their lips on some of your coffee?
Yeah, for sure. You can buy Joven online at jovencoffee.com and at drinktrade.com. And then you could also come into the Shul Coffee Shop and get a couple bags if you want to get it in person.
And where are you guys located? Right there on 29th Street?
Yes, we are on 29th Street.
Well, fantastic. Well, I can't wait to try some, but I actually could go for a couple more cups of coffee this morning. But best of luck to you. And this is kind of the route you want to pursue, right? You're an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations to you. Thanks so much for joining this morning. Cheers to you.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. And once again, jovencoffee.com. If you'd like more, stop into Shul Coffee right there on 29th Street.